wherever you're watching us in this 19th day of June 2023. Trust that you are doing well. We have a lot of stories lined up for you tonight, but as is our custom, let's take a look at our top stories tonight. Kenyan businesses to have duty and quota-free access to the European market in new partnership. Kenya Editors Guild and the Nation Media Group demands an apology from CS Kuria over foul remarks. Political parties dispute tribunal bars Sabina Chege and Kega's parallel NDC scheduled for July 22nd. And 10 kilograms and 450 rolls of bang netted in Nairobi's Huruma Estate. All right, welcome to the broadcast. SAMMY OKELLO is our sign language interpreter tonight. My name is ODIDA. Remember, we are streaming this broadcast live on our social media platforms at KUTV_Kenya. The hashtag is Money Monday. Let's get started. Now, Kenya and the European Union have today announced the conclusion of the negotiations for an economic partnership agreement, that is EPA. The agreement, which is the first between the EU and a developing country, seeks to boost trade in goods and create new economic opportunities with the targeted cooperation to enhance Kenya's economic development. The agreement, which has taken 8 years of negotiations, will now allow Kenya to have duty-free access to the European market.
In a signing event witnessed by President William Ruto today at State House in Nairobi, Kenya and the European Union have concluded the negotiations for an economic partnership agreement. The agreement, which is the first of its kind between the European Union and a developing country, will seek to boost trade ties between the two parties, which will see Kenya enjoy duty-free and quota-free access to the EU market for all its exports, including coffee, flowers, and minerals. Among the key elements of the agreement include trade and investment opportunities for business in the EU and Kenya, where free access to the EU market will be provided on all Kenyan exports, agricultural industrial development and diversification of trade, where implemented measures will guarantee that the EU will not apply export subsidies for agricultural products even in times of market crisis, trade and sustainable development that covers labor, gender, equality as well as environmental and climate matters, and implementation and monitoring where the agreement will aim at enhancing the competitiveness of the Kenyan economy. President Ruto in his statement stated that the agreement will assure Kenyan farmers of a predictable market and also anchor Kenya as a trade hub in the African region.
Though the EU is already Kenya's largest export destination, accounting for 21% of Kenya's total exports, the agreement we have negotiated provides significant opportunities to enhance this performance. It assures a stable market for industrialists, for our farmers, and also industrialists in the European Union.
The head of state also added that in a bid to ensure that the agreement goes smoothly, the tax on the packaging materials has been removed.
In our budget this year, we have removed taxes on packaging material to facilitate export of finished products that are packed by Kenyan and European partners working together to export our product.
The EU started talks with the 5 East African Communities countries, EAC, including Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania and Uganda, but only Kenya has so far ratified the agreement. Ruth Wanjiru, KUTV.
Now, the Law Society of Kenya, through its president, Eric Theuri, has disclosed the involvement of the Office of the Director of Criminal Investigation and that of the Director of Public Prosecution in a case involving Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua by invalidating documents in support of the DP. According to Theuri, this is a threat to the rule of law and the administration of justice. Edward Nyamu has the details in this report.
Led by President Eric Theuri, the Law Society of Kenya has warned the Office of the Director of Criminal Investigation against recommending charges against advocates for discharging their professional duty, saying that the charges are intended to aid one party in a civil dispute over the other party.
We have witnessed several cases where the Office of the Director of Criminal Investigations and other government agencies have attempted to prefer criminal charges against advocates over alleged offenses committed by advocates in the course of their discharge of professional duties to their clients. We have received several complaints where the Office of the Director of Criminal Investigations have recommended charges against advocates for discharging their professional duty.
Theuri says that LSK plans to submit a case in court barring the Office of the Inspector General from conducting reforms in the National Police Service following a move by the IG to promote 507 officers above the rank of superintendent, which he says is unconstitutional.
The Law Society is of the considered view that the plain reading of Article 245(4) subsection C does not donate any power to the Inspector General to make any appointments or determine promotions and transfers within the National Police Service, and those are functions exclusively reserved for the National Police Service Commission under Article 246 subsection 3A.
On the other hand, LSK claims that the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution and that of the DCI involved themselves in a rand case involving DP Gachagua, where, according to Theuri, the two offices have invalid documents in support of the case, giving undue advantage to Amunyora Investment Limited, whose director is the Deputy President, thus depriving the defendant's justification claim over the property.
That the independent officers are intended to be a check on and act as a restraint on abuse of power by those who are in positions of authority. So when you witness the Office of the Director of Criminal Investigations being weaponized and being used to give undue advantage to parties in a civil case, then that is a situation which we must condemn, and condemn in the strongest terms possible.
The Law Society of Kenya is now expected to table a case in court lamenting the confusion of roles between the Office of the Inspector General and the DCI on promotions in the National Police Service, and at the same time asking the government to protect lawyers as they undertake their duties. Edward Nyamu, KUTV.
Thank you, Nyamu. Now, away from that, Kabali Tache Arero has been sworn in as the Chief Executive Officer of National Land Commission. The event that saw former and current commissioners attend took place at the Supreme Court of Kenya and was administered by Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu. Tache takes over the office from Tom Chavangi, who was suspended in 2018.
National Land Commission CEO Kabale Tache Arero has been sworn in into office following his appointment by the Commission last week. The ceremony was presided over by the Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu at the Supreme Court earlier today. Tache has been serving as the National Land Commission CEO in an acting capacity and was appointed the new CEO of the Commission following a rigorous recruitment process which ended on 12 June 2023. The new NLC boss is a seasoned human resource professional with more than 20 years of experience and holds master's and bachelor's degree in business administration. She is a full member of the Institute of Human Resource Management and a certified human resource professional. Speaking after taking oath, Tache stated that the Commission will work with the three arms of the government, all Kenyans and all people of goodwill, to deliver the mandate, noting that she is fully aware of the enormous task ahead of her. On her remarks, Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu urged the new CEO to be guided by the tenets of Chapter 6 of the Constitution on leadership and integrity. Ms. Tache succeeds Tom Chavangi, who was suspended in 2018 and later charged with the abuse of office on a verdict delivered at Milimani Law Courts on April 18, 2019. Joseph Oyomo, KUTV.
Now, police officers have netted over 10 kilograms and 450 rolls of bang from a residence in Huruma, Nairobi County. The bang was nabbed during a weekend raid that was conducted following a tip-off from members of the public. 7 suspects have been arrested and identified as Alex Murimi, Wache Sipa, Clinton Odinga, Kevin Kimani, Mohamed Wako, John Chege and Hassan Yusuf, following a sting operation conducted by detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigation. The suspects are set to face charges of trafficking and possessing narcotic drugs. Leaders from Turkana County have strongly criticized the Teachers Service Commission for conducting teachers transfer without following proper procedures. The leaders have argued that some politicians are influencing the commission to transfer teachers who did not support them during the 2022 general election. Listening.
During the Educational Day event held at St. Kevin's High School, Turkana leaders led by Governor Jeremiah Lomurukai have voiced their concerns over what they term as unfair transfer of teachers in Turkana County by the Teachers Service Commission. According to the leaders, some politicians are using the opportunity to force the commission to transfer teachers who did not support them during last year's general election, a move they claim have negatively impacted the quality of education in the county.
It is therefore shameful for any politician after elections to come and pursue teachers based on how they voted, based on who they supported, based on what and what. We cannot allow it. Hata kama mwalimu hakukupigia kura, wachana na hawa. The recent TSC fraternity that left Turkana County, I must mention this. They invited politics on their table. When you invite politics, expect counter politics.
Governor Lomurukai has expressed his determination to fight for the rights of the teachers and to ensure they can provide quality education, vowing not to condone any interference.
I am not going to condone or allow any small interference or political interference based on political inclination, based on political persons you supported. I think that kind of scenario will kill the education status in this county. And I want everybody to join us. Some of us who have come out and stood firm against any interference by politicians, including myself.
During the event, the leaders made a firm commitment to defend the teachers' rights in Parliament, emphasizing the need for the government to address the demands of the teachers and ensure their concerns are properly addressed.
We support you. We want to promise you good political will. We will support anything that pertains teachers in Parliament.
The leaders have, however, urged the government to address the issue promptly, calling upon the Ministry of Education to intervene and implement measures that promote fairness and professionalism in the teachers' transfer. Patrick Odwar, KUTV.
The political parties dispute tribunal has barred both of the warring factions of the Jubilee Party from issuing any communication or making public representation on behalf of the party. In a statement, the tribunal has further restricted the purported withdrawal from the Azimio coalition by Kege's faction, while also barring them from holding a parallel NDC meeting, which was scheduled for next month.
The Jubilee Party wrangles continue to haunt the party, as both warring factions have now been restricted from making any communication on behalf of the party. In a statement released today, the Political Party Dispute Tribunal has not only barred Kanini Kega's faction from withdrawing from the Azimio coalition, but has also restricted them from holding the scheduled parallel National Delegate Conference until cases lodged against them are heard and determined.
Which anybody is free, but it is not binding.
The decision by the tribunal follows a complaint by Jeremiah Kioni, David Murathe and Kagwe Gishohi, where they claim that the Kanini Kega faction disregarded earlier court's direction for the status quo to be maintained and that no person should be authorized to issue communication on behalf of the party other than Kioni. The tribunal's latest decision now restricts Sabina Chege from taking over the Jubilee Party leadership, as former President Uhuru Kenyatta automatically remains the leader of the party until the case is heard and determined by the tribunal. Ruth Wanjiru for KUTV.
Asanteni sana.
All right, we are taking a very fast short break at this point. Of course, we are coming back with more, including an interview on youth empowerment. Stay with us.
Maisha ni haya mwanaume ali. Sielewi yani hata neno moja. Yani tunasikia tu maboko likolo. Yani ukiniangalia tu mwamba huyu anafiti sehemu fulani. Wewe ni wewe inakaa. Without your love, I can't move on. Yo, that's your boy Rhino the Don. Keep watching and listening to KUTV.
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that you are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area.
So this project is called Security Breach Detector and Readiness Familiarize. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosives.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
Koruzi ya kilimo huimarisha afya na uchumi endelevu katika jamii. Ni msingi mkubwa wa kipindi Boresha Kilimo. Kipindi hiki kinajikita katika teknolojia ya kisasa, utafiti na ushirikishaji wa wadau wa kilimo kuonyesha shughuli mbalimbali shambani. Kwa suluhu ya utoshelevu wa chakula, tazama Boresha Kilimo.
Kipindi hewani ni mitindo ya kipwani. Kama ilivyo kipindi hiki kinahusu nyimbo za tarab, chakacha, midwara, midundiko, bila kusahau mapishi. Ambao ndio uti wa mgongo wa pwani ya Afrika Mashariki.
Jamani swahibu zangu mliopo maskani, hatuonani wenzangu, najua mwanitamani.
Hapa KUTV, nahodha mwendesha chombo cha baharini, yani ua linalonukia na kuvutia waridi tamu.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Hello everyone, this is the new chapter of Let's Be Fit. I'll be host DiCaplo. I'm here to give you various workouts. I'll be having different trainers. We'll have Zumba classes, we'll have aerobics classes, we'll have box exercise, we'll have kata box. Just the show comes every Thursday from 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. Keep it locked, make sure we keep fit, and that's it from me to you.
Lola ni programu inayokupa fursa ya kutizama video zozote pindi tu unapokuwa na nafasi. Hadithi za kukupa motisha, drama, maisha ya vyuo vikuu, teknolojia, masuala ya jamii, kuzuru maeneo tofauti, spoti, burudani na zaidi. Pata programu ya Lola sasa kwenye rununu yako kwa yote unayohitaji.
What's up, fashionistas? Looking for a show that brings you the latest in the world of fashion, glamour, creativity, and style? Fashion Diaries got you started as we explore street fashion, modeling, runways, red carpet events, and so much more.
Catch me, Ashley as Sachi, as we unlock the greatest fashion events. Keep it locked.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast. Thank you so much for staying with us. It's time for a discussion of the night. And as we all know, the unemployment rate in the country is becoming a worrying trend, or rather is already a worrying trend. And this has mostly hit the youth, who constitute 75% of the Kenyan population, and this is according to the 2019 census. So tonight we want to hear from the youth's perspective. I am being joined by Kai Naipame, who is live in studio, and Valentine Mugun, who is joining us live. That is, Kai is the CEO for Youth Champions for Sustainable Development Goals, and Mugun is the youth leader for Global Partnership for Education in Kenya. Kai, welcome back to KUTV. I know you're not a new face. Yeah, this is home to you, right?
Thank you.
How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fine.
All right, glad to have you here with us. Is Valentine there? All right, we will come back to her later. You're there?
All right, glad to have you here with us.
Okay, Kai, I'll start with you. What do you make of the 2023-2024 budget from the youth standpoint? Is it a hit or miss?
The budget is all-inclusive, but I'd like all youth to look in an all-inclusive sector, because like in the sector of tourism, there's Tourism Promotion Fund, which is 2 billion. The youth should tap in that space that there is a lot of money put in space, and of course we are the digital people to promote Kenyan tourism. We should not only look at the State Department of Youth Affairs and Art, what they allocated, but rather we should look entirely at the spaces that we can tap and where we are pro. Like in that tourism promotion fund, which is 2 billion, the youth has a huge opportunity. And in the Ministry of Environment, there is projects for like innovative projects on matters of climate change, which is around 500 million. The youth should also tap. That is also a win for us. And then in the Ministry of Livestock and Agriculture, there is a lot of opportunities for us because, like you see, they're investing in crops like cotton, pyrethrum, and edible oils, which takes 3 months to grow. So we are ahead of other farmers because we are tech savvy. So if you have your 1 acre and you've planted pyrethrum, you can use your TikTok followers, Twitter, and to reach the market easily compared to your parents who are not like in the space. So I feel like the budget is inclusive, but not enough because the youth incubation centers in the counties, which is stated in the budget, are given very little money in millions, which we expected to be billions, because for one incubation center to be set up and running will cost at least 250 million Kenya shillings. So my suggestion is that the budget should allocate to constituency youth incubation and innovation center at least 10 billion Kenya shillings, not 500 million. And then the money that is given to NYS, which is 13 billion, is a bit not realistic to me because as we speak, NYS just trains the youth, then after that, what follows? But you see, I'm not saying they shouldn't be given a fund, they should, but I feel like they should prioritize on what will create more job opportunities to young people than what just give them skills and leave them hanging. So in this space, I feel like incubation centers and innovation centers are more important for us to get job opportunities, because a good example is if you study software engineering, it's a 1 course here in ALX. After you're done, you actually don't need Safaricom to employ you. You can start developing your own app and sell it to those who use it and improve it. It's efficient. Or you can start your own business. Like there's so many youth who are taking the lead. Like my friend in Nawiri is using technology to connect farmers to giving them information to plan what is right and connect them to the market because he did software engineering. So I feel like the government should put more money to where that we know after I get this skill, I'm entirely going to get a source of income. But NYS is not guaranteed that after you've trained protection, it's a good thing, it's a good skill, but there is no immediate income that people who graduate from NYS do get. But people who graduate from technological related courses, they actually don't need government support after getting the skill. What they need is them to develop app and get some incentive and subsidized loans to start over, and then they'll employ, because tech, when someone runs a tech firm, they'll employ up to 60 people. But when someone gets skilled for NYS, he will get a job as a police officer. There's no employment for someone else. So I'm requesting like the government to look at the budgets they have allocated priority. I feel at this point, NYS is not a priority to be given billions of money, yet incubation centers are given millions. Like, the point is we want to create job opportunities for youth. So the space that creates job opportunities for youth should be allocated more money. And the other concern is like the priority of events. In the budget, prisons are allocated 35.5 billion. According to the economy of the country, and what, it's not only Kenya, the world is facing economic crisis and struggles. And because Kenya is a youthful population, the youth are really suffering with unemployment. People have graduated 65,000 plus every annual year. They graduate, but there are no jobs. So I feel at this point, prisons budget should be halved, because they are not a priority at this point. And then the 15 billion from the prisons should be given to youth innovative ideas and projects. And then in the next year, because this project will take 1 year for them to start picking and making money, the next year, we don't have an issue when they give prison even 50 billion, because we will be earning a source of income, we'll have employed more youth who are doing petty issues to be taken to prisons. So actually, we will reduce the population of youth, because I always visit Langata Women Prison mostly, because sometimes a youth called you, she was working or he was working in town, and they're taken to prison because they can't afford 500 shillings. So I feel like those many petty issues, when they invest a huge budget on us, on technology and self-creation opportunities for us, it will give us an opportunity to create more employment for other youth, reducing crime rates, reducing mental issues, reducing, drug abuse, because these young people are getting into this space because of frustration from life. We had this perfect idea in our minds that after graduation, I'm gonna get a government job as long as I have a second class and above. But right now, even those who have first class, they don't even have a source of income, let alone like their dream jobs. So if we are being given enough budget, and this one is like, I feel if the budget is given little money, then there's a high loophole for corruption to happen. Because if you give a few millions to constituency incubation centers, and I say I'm an economist and I did my research, one will cost at least 250 billion to run and to be active, that it will benefit us in every constituency. We have 290 of them. If you give 2 million to each, where is the MP and people from that community going to raise the rest of the money? That means the 2 million actually, it will just disappear in the air, because how will they start a project that is not even quarter financed? But if they give 10 billion, it will at least finance to some point that if we will ask for grants from international organization, they will see like, yeah, the government tried, here is a structure, they have put the internet, but they don't have expertise, and they don't have enough computers. The youth are here. Let's take a good study of India. India invested a lot on the youth in the tech space. And after 10 years, in the US, when you go there, the best tech centers, their managers are Indians. And they're very good at it. Because of what? Because their government saw the future before the rest of the world saw it. And they invested a lot in it. And that is what we are requesting the government to do. We are telling them, we appreciate the allocation of money, but it is not enough. As you all know, there are 5 agendas of the president to cushion the high cost of living.
Yeah.
The 5th of them is digital superhighway. So the digital superhighway should really be given enough funds for it to get into realization. And then in agriculture, I'm a champion. So agriculture, as young people, we need to get back to it, because we are going to urban centers. We are leaving fertile lands in the village. We are leaving it to our parents. We are coming to scramble and partition for very few jobs. You saw the job which was advertised by G4S. It was 100 positions.
Yes.
And how many youth did you see them lining up? Thousands of them. Imagine if thousands of them were in the village helping producing food and using their smartphone, which they are dancing in TikTok and trends, and showcasing what they're doing in the farm, agricultural regenerative activities that will take care of the environment and to water and the soil. If we would have been doing that, and that is what you should be doing, because the Ministry of Livestock and Agriculture has been allocated a lot of funds, and who are going to take that fund to benefit? It is us, the young people, because the old people are not aware of export markets, but we are. The old people are not aware that, I can actually still plant 1 acre of land that used to give me 5 sacks of maize, and I can multiply it to give me 20 sacks of maize, because these things are written in English. Our parents or grandparents who are doing farming don't understand, but we do. So it's high time we take advantage of all spaces. There's a huge opportunity for young people in this budget, in the space of environment, in the space of agriculture, in the space of tourism, as I said earlier, and in the space that the government have said digital superhighway. But we are requesting the government kindly make the budget to 10 billion for digital incentive and hub in constituency level. Thank you.
All right, now I want to hear the same from Valentine. Now, Valentine, I hope you can hear me. What do you make of the 2023-2024 budget? I'm posing this question to you. We've just had Naipa May give us her standpoint. So what's yours, Valentine?
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Valentine Chokwech Mugun. I am a youth advocate. I also work with the Youth Enterprise Development Fund in the finance department. Aside from that, I'm a Global Partnership for Education youth leader. So thank you for that. One thing that I've really seen that has been highlighted in this budget is the increase of interns from 4,000 to 8,000 that will be absorbed that will be taken by the government for 1 year. But this has always been an issue of concern to me, because I always feel like we have these interns for 1 year, then after 1 year, we leave them back to they go back to the job market. Because, your hopes are raised for 1 year, then after 1 year, you go back. The possibility of absorption is so low. So I think the government should look into absorbing these interns to see what can be done to get these interns into the job market, because now having that, there are so many, even my friends that I know that are on these government internships, but 1 year later, you're no longer eligible for the internship program, and so you just go back and get unemployed. I don't think it's a solution, but it's really a short-term solution. It just gives you the experience for 1 year. I don't think that really is going to be, it's something sustainable. So I think the government should prioritize probably absorbing these interns into the job market so that, we can create more job opportunities for the young people. At least there are other sectors that have more money now, that have been allocated more money. Education, I really love, as a GP youth advocate, I advocate for more funding for education, which I'm really happy is happening, because if you'd have looked at what was happening in the current education system, even in the junior secondary schools, you realize that most of the learners, in fact, don't really get that quality education because it was left hanging. But right now, at least more money has been allocated to that, and also to teachers that, of course, majority of them comprised of the young people, and most of them had really been unemployed. It's really been difficult for them, but at least now this new budget is going to cater for the hiring of more teachers. But even as we think of these budget options and how this has been aided, we should even explore more options as young people. You see, the government might not solve all our problems, but already being learned and graduating already at least gives you a bit of exposure to the world. I was just talking to a friend just an hour ago, and he was telling me how we graduated together and we just met coincidentally today, and he was telling me how much he has ventured into the entrepreneurship space, the agribusiness specifically, and so he links farmers back in his home to Nairobi. He knows how to, he's now the link. He can know how to transform things. He has the knowledge of the market that we young people have. At least we have the knowledge. You also look at the finance bill about the digital, the taxing of the digital services. I think the government is now realizing that, there is job creation, there is money in the digital space. And also a beautiful thing that aside from the traditional jobs, we can now get jobs online, and that is what we should really be looking at right now. The government should focus on so much digital infrastructure. Once you just enable us to get that access to the internet, we can get so many job opportunities. So just empowering. I like what Ajira has been doing, empowering and educating youth on how they can make money actually online. I am a beneficiary. I learned about Ajira, I learned how to even use these virtual platforms, how you can sell yourself virtually. So I think we should really also invest on that, because honestly speaking, we are producing so many graduates and the market looks saturated. So getting everyone into the job market formally is going to be so difficult. But if we're going to expand more options, look at the digital space and get young people there, I think we're really going to get a lot of opportunities for our young people. So that is what I would encourage any young person right now. Yeah, think beyond. You can no longer just keep on relying on the government that has sometimes failed us young people. We have to also look and see the opportunities that we can get for ourselves, whether partnering, look at the agencies around that can offer such services, even insist, talk about the counties. Like I come from Kericho County, and I'm happy because the governor has just prioritized and had some agricultural extension officers there at that time, so that we can now start thinking of how we can get agriculture being done by our young, vibrant people, and that is something inspiring. So we can even encourage now the countries to have innovation hubs for these young people to think of ideas, to have free access to internet and laptops, and they can work from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Valentine. Now I'll come back to you, KK. With the current state of the economic situation, you have said that the government has allocated a lot of funds in the tourism sector and the Ministry of Agriculture, which you've mentioned that this is going to create enough job opportunities for the Kenyan youth. But how long should the youth expect to see these changes?
For agriculture, let me start with agriculture. The step were taken earlier this year. And so the first product of food production, we should see it by beginning of next month, according to regions. Maize grows between 4 months to 6 months, according to the heat level in a region. So where I come from, because it's cold, it's like 6 months. But maybe in a warmer place, it's like 4 months. So the subsidized fertilizer and seedlings was their medium-term proposal of the government to curb the cost living of unga price. So we are expecting that within a month or two, the maize will come out of the farm, and then the cereals are going to buy it. And remember, the proposal of the finance bill is that anything that is related to cereals will be at zero taxation. So we're expecting that after the harvest, the 2 kg unga will go back to when I was in campus. I used to buy it at around 89 shillings, or maybe because the world has changed, it should be at least 120 or 150 bob. 2 kg, and then 1 kg will be 75 shilling. So those are things that are already been done. But those which are not be done, like the proposal of edible oils, you've been seeing most of the state officers have been traveling, signing deals. So everyone have been asking, all these deals you guys are signing, when are we getting the fruits? So as Kenyans and as young people, we should understand the process of partnership with domestic and foreign individual. For foreign individuals, you have to go through a series of meetings and agreements, so that the plan of the government is not only for us to be producing, for example, edible oils for our own market. That is why you see these guys went to those countries, they signed deals that after they have now invested on us planting those crops, sunflower and such, that will produce edible oils, we'll be able to get both local markets for companies like Bidco and enough to export, because the law for exportation is that you must first supply to domestic market, the East African market, the COMESA market, and then after meeting that is when you can supply to the rest of the world. So if you see the government is committed to investing money for these state officers to travel so many trips and using the taxpayers' money, it means that these deals have to be sustainable. We don't want a situation, the government don't want a situation that they sign a deal just within one meeting, and then in the process realize because of hurry, they sign things which are going to hurt us more than where we are right now. So that is why there was a series of meetings, number one. I'm just trying to explain so that I've seen so many people on social media saying why wouldn't they do on Zoom meeting? Because it's a partnership, and sometimes because it's like you're talking with the president of another country. You want them to give you a market that is going to help your people create wealth. Then the least commitment you could show is go see them in their home place. It's just like when you want to marry a girl and to telling their parents, can I Zoom you? We talk about the dowry. It's disrespectful. So it's just the same. So like for those, now that the final deals are reached, almost most of them are being finalized. We're expecting that there will be capacity building first for small-scale farmers and for large-scale farmers and for youth, because we don't know farming. And plus, again, these are new products. I didn't grow up in Narok seeing sunflower. So the government will involve their best agronomists and field officers, agriculturists. They'll take citizens through capacity building. They'll be told the processes, the soil will be tested, because the yield should be international standard. That means the process, capacity building will take at least a month or 3. If it is across the country, it will take more than 3 months. But I think because it's a pilot project, it will start with maybe 10 counties. I know Busia and Siaya is one of those counties. Actually, it's starting from 11 counties. Busia, Siaya, Murang'a, Tharaka Nithi, Meru, Embu. Yeah, so like those are the ones I can remember. So those counties are going to be like the case study. So the farmers in those counties will be taken into capacity building. They'll be taught how they do it, farms that qualify. Those that do not qualify for edible oils, they can qualify for pyrethrum. Those that do not qualify for pyrethrum, they can qualify for cotton. So there is advantage, because it's not only one crop that now those who have, let's say, poorer soil will feel like the government hates us. And then after that, they will plant the crops, and it must satisfy domestic market. And then they sign agreement those countries. If we agree that we're going to supply 10 tons every month, we should live to that agreement. Because in economics and in agreements, if you don't fulfill your agreement, then it will be disowned next. And if it is disowned, whose fault will it be? Will it be for the government or for Kenyans who are farming? So that's the point. So for the youth, I believe like the food issue, the maize issue is 1 month, 2 months, we'll see the results. But the rest, which are stated in the budget and in the finance bill, it will have to take some time. We can see it maybe because like pyrethrum takes 75 days for it to mature, same as cashew nuts. So those, if it is 75 days and capacity building takes 30 days, do the math. You will see the results like you are harvesting it and there is ready market. The good thing is there is ready market. That is why I'm telling the youth, let's get back to agriculture, because the government has done its best. They've looked for us, ready market. And then let me talk about Export Processing Zone Authority, because the government has invested 3 billion, to construct 6 more in 6 different counties. That is in Eldoret, in Busia, another one in northeastern area. So if you see like 3B is being infested so that we can export these products and we will not have to go to Kitengela. It is brought to most regional areas. So it makes it easier. And then the leather space. The leather space actually for ASAL people from ASAL region, we have a big win in this budget because for the first time, we are even given like around $1 billion for like technological integration in agriculture. So if you are a young person from ASAL region and you have an idea that this can work in Kajiado and it is technology, but if I work with farmers, it's gonna work, you're gonna get money to make your project, your idea into reality, and you're gonna help your people. So, and then if it works that you can produce enough food for your region to export, the EPZ are being constructed in counties, so it will be so easy for you to scale up your business to export, that is to international market. So anyway, in short, what I'm saying is that some results will be recent and some will take a while, according to how the government have planned. I'm not the government, so they have their plans, but in a nutshell, those are the steps of the agriculture space which they're put in place, and there's also a lot of opportunity in blue economy. So as young people from Lake Victoria region and the coastal region, there are a lot of funds which are put there. Like I saw there's a allocation of several millions in innovation related to blue economy. So you guys know when I talk technology, that is our space.
Yes.
So you take advantage of it, and then don't just look at the youth affairs department. Kindly, all state departments, they have a project that is actually ours. So it's up to us. But again, a major request I need to make before I wind up. The tourism,
right, I'm being told about time.
Yeah, the tourism promotion, the 2 billion. Kindly, whoever who sees this, make sure it reaches to those in authority and most especially to the president. We are requesting that as young people, we have 47 counties. Every county has a unique space and a unique tourism attraction site. Let the youth on those specific county be the one promoting their counties and promoting their cultures. We are having an issue that people who are not Maasai are promoting Maasai culture. No, we're not going to agree on that. In Masai Mara, we expect people who are promoting Masai Mara are Maasais. People who are promoting Taita Taveta Conservancy area are Taitas. And people who are promoting Samburu Conservation Area are Maasai. So kindly, whoever is in that authority, as young people from this region, we are suffered. And actually, the funny thing, sometimes they are not even youth. They are old people who are just taking our space. So that 2 billion, as a youth leader, I'll actually hold accountable, especially that tourism promotion, 2 billion. And it will be all inclusive. It should be all inclusive and all the youth in every region. If you know your place has a hot water spring and you seeing me, Kaikai from Narok, coming to Nakuru, a Kikuyu place, promoting that, you are at liberty to chase me away because that is your space to get that money.
All right, let's listen to what Valentine has to say right there about the Global Partnership for Education as we wind up. By the way, Valentine, tell us, what are your long-term goals with the Global Partnership for Education as the youth leader for that area?
Okay, so I'm currently on a campaign in Kericho County to return teenage mothers back to school, because we realized that during the COVID pandemic, a lot of our young girls dropped out of school, and as a result, were not able, they were not able to go back to school. And these are young people that we're relying on. So I have a campaign back at home to return these teenage mothers back to school. And that's what we do with the support of the Global Partnership for Education. I'm encouraging these young teenage mothers to go back to school. They fall under the youth bracket. So that is it about the Global Partnership for Education and financing education. But one thing I'd like to highlight again about the young people is about the AGPO, the 30% AGPO for the young people. You realize that we use other people. You see, these spaces are for youth, but they're used as proxies. Other people just get them to get that 30%, so to just appear as youth, but this is not really a youth group. We can form and collaborate together, be in groups. I work with the Youth Enterprise Development Fund, and we have LPO financing, even LPO financing, even in banks. Let us collaborate. Let us not agree to be used. Let us take up these opportunities that belong to the young people and take them to ourselves, that we can benefit. There are also different products that the internet should really be our friend as young people. Let us Google and let us see the opportunities that are there currently in Kenya. For the Youth Enterprise Development Fund, you just look at their website, look at the various products that they have, and you see, try and apply. Walk into a center and look at applying. I'm also working with the Nairikiti Icons in collaboration with the International Republican Institute. They are advocating for the Biashara Word Fund that was promised by Governor Sakaja that it should be operational. We see that we have a lot of these youth bars in Nairobi County. So if the Biashara Word Fund is going to be functional as promised by Governor Sakaja, we know that it's really going to help a lot of youth in Nairobi County be able to access finance. We just want the bottlenecks to the accessing this finance removes that, these young people can get into this space. Another thing, let us really be young entrepreneurs. Let us think outside the box. Let us look at the opportunities that are presented to us. You see, think about the digital opportunities, about, the market linkages that we can do, the digital campaigns that we can have. Let us take up our space as young people. Let us own our space as youth. And with this, I think we're really going to go far as a country. We just need the youth leadership. We need us. We always say that there can be nothing for us without us. In every space, let us really make sure that we are there so that, we can advocate for our issues better as young people when we are in those spaces. But when we have other people that are talking on behalf of us, it really becomes difficult. So one thing that I would really like to encourage the Kenyan youth is that let us be there, let us grab opportunities, whatever chance comes to us. I'm currently also the Deputy Miss President, the Miss President Kenya that just ran the other time. And so there we were looking at the potential that we have as young people is really enormous. You see, the brains that we have is really, we can collaborate together and think so that even come 2027, we could even have a youth-led organization or party that can, even forward, and we have many leaders that will represent us. I think that would really, really be good. So that is it for me. Thank you so much for hosting me. And I'd like, we can still collaborate and still talk so much more about youth opportunities that are in this space. Yes.
Thank you so much, Valentine and Kaina, if I may, for your insightful remarks on the budget, the budget report 2023-2024 from the youth's perspective, and you're looking forward to continuing this conversation later on outside the studios. Let's continue with our broadcast from here, and we are going to Embu County, where the county government of Embu has commenced the process of taking over management, conservation and sustainable utilization of Mwea National Game Reserve from the Kenya Wildlife Service. This move is aimed at improving the lives of the locals through ensuring Mwea National Reserve acts as a tourist attraction.
Mwea National Game Reserve in Mbeere South constituency has been in existence for over 4 decades now. However, due to improper utilization, a planning committee has been launched to oversee its takeover procedure.
For tourism, where we bring all the stakeholders who have...
Speaking during the launch of the planning committee, Embu Deputy Governor Kenywa Mugo cited that the planning committee that will oversee the takeover will form a marketing board to market the reserve in a bid to transform it into an ultimate tourist destination. Kenywa added that the reserve will be a good source of revenue for the devolved unit, as well as employment and income source for locals and investors.
Mpango wetu kwanza ni kufanya awareness, tufanya a lot of awareness. Kwanza ndio watu hapa Embu wenyewe wajue kuna kitu kama hiyo ambao wanaweza kuwa nakuja kutembea weekend baadaye kwenda sehemu zingine nje ya Embu, na pia tunampanga kufanya marketing. Ndio pia hata wazungu watalii kutoka sehemu zingine za Kenya na pia nje waanze kutembea hapa. Tuko na ile utaratibu, hii kamiti inaanza kufanya kazi, watafanya recommendations pia. Tujue vile tunaweza kuwa na investors ambao wanaweza kuja pia wajenge mahoteli hapa.
Mbeere South Member of Parliament Nebat Muriuki held the initiative, saying the revival of the game reserve will be of much economic value to the local community and the county as a whole.
We really welcome this venture and we support it because we know even our people, they will get a big market for their products. They will get market for the animals. They will be selling meat here. They will be selling their vegetables here, their fruits. They will be they will get employment in a big way. And that is what we have agreed, that every time there is employment, the local people neighboring the game reserve be considered first.
Kenya Wildlife Service Senior Assistant Director in charge of Mountain Conservation Area, Bakari Mwangumi, said through the newly constituted management team, they expect management of the resource to be much easier than it has been before, adding that it will be of great value to the residents.
And it's our aspiration that coming together, putting in a good plan, putting all stakeholders together, that this reserve is going to generate more value to the people of this this area, particularly Mbeere South and Embu County, and overall to the country's economy.
This comes at a time when the country is grappling with climate change and tough economic times. Dorothy Musyoka, KUTV.
in sports, Murang'a Seal and Shabana football clubs are set to feature in the 2023-2024 Football Kenya Federation Premier League. They both mastered identical scores of 1-0 in their round 34 matches played this weekend, sealing their promotion. Murang'a Seal and Shabana FC have both amassed 64 points, but Murang'a Seal is leading at the top on goal difference. Fighting for the promotion playoff spot are Mara Sugar and Migori Youth, both with 53 points. Results for other matches played in round 34 of the FKF National Super League are Mara Sugar FC lost 1-2 to SS Asad FC, Darajani Gogo FC 1-0 against Kibra Blackstars. Naivas FC beat Kajiado FC 2-1, while Vihiga United FC lost 0-1 to visitors Mombasa Elite FC. All right, that brings us to the end of our bulletin tonight. Many thanks indeed for keeping us company. Thank you for your valued contribution in making this bulletin a success. My name is Ann Odida. I'm in the company of SAMMY. OKELLO is a sign language interpreter tonight. Have yourself a good night.